Woo! Oh, critical and fail at the same time. I don't always know that those things are going to come up when that happens. Oh, and here we are. This was me grabbing my chat. How's it going, everybody? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Christmas isn't over, right? Oh, look, I'm in here as Justin and not in here as me. I guess that's probably fine, except I don't know if Justin has all of the permissions to do things. It's nice having two people inside you, right? I can be Justin, I can be DrZzs. Just depends on whoever is in the most trouble that particular day. Do you guys all have a good Christmas? I sure hope you did. I had a fantastic Christmas. Thanks for asking. Yes, we had a fantastic Christmas. And my kids will tell you, if you ask them, what does your dad always want for Christmas? And they will always say, yes, he wants all the kids to get along. That's it. I just want like no fighting. Everybody just get along, be kind to each other, those kinds of things. And my kids did fantastic yesterday. They really, really did a great time. Hey, John! Kano? It's Talk with the Internet time. Hey, Merry Christmas, Eric. Thank you for being here. First time live on the show. Let's do some unicorns for you. This one's my favorite. Thanks for being here. How's the Ender going, Charles? We need to talk about it because it's not good. It still ain't working. Dang it. Brian made it finally. Yes. Hey, so I just got, oh man, so many good names here. So many good people here. Nicolau got number 1. Jonas here. C Sharp David. Minu Pate. Nick, Tony, Justin L. Jeff, 4Tracks, Phil. How's it going? Fat Daddy. Awesome. Belated Christmas and preemptive Happy New Year. That's right. Me and the kids and the wife, she's agreed to this as well. We're going to keep on going with Christmas music until January 1st. We just decided that's how we're going to do it. So that's what it's going to be. Because Christmas music just doesn't shut off on the 26th. There's too many good songs in there. Quiet. So we got him earmuffs. Well, that works. For me, it's kind of funny. I actually had to go to work for about 4.5 hours yesterday. And during that time while I was gone, I guess Dawson did have a little bit of a breakdown. He was kind of a mess for a few hours or for a little bit of time there. I don't know how long it lasted, but by the time I got home, it was gone. He was over it. So that was good. We had some good times. Kids did great. Everybody was just really happy and sweet and fun. So it was good. Now, I just got a message right before I turned this on from Ty, who's a guy who lives close to me and has come to my house and picked up stuff in the past. And he was asking me about relays and about connecting up the relay to the Uno quad, whatever you're doing. Okay. So let's do that. Do you guys mind if we take a few minutes and cover that? I bet you don't mind. Bet you don't mind at all. Worked out how Raspberry control a Dig Quad yet for X-Lights. With wLED. You Dig Quad on your wLED. I don't know about the Raspberry, but wherever you're running X-Lights from, it can control it. The Pixel Heads can help you, PA. Pixel Heads are all over that stuff. They got it covered. All right, let's go to Amazon, and we're going to look for this relay. Arduino relay. All right, so I think this here is probably the one that Ty is talking about. Sorry for burning out your retinas. I'll turn the dark reader on here. Whoop. All right, this is, I think, a very good option for anybody running Uno Quad, etc., and wanting to turn off your power supply to the LEDs without turning off power to your Uno controller. Now, I don't actually have one of these exact relays sitting here. I'll stick one of these in here for you. Need to install the relay. I've been cutting power for the whole setup for now, yeah. And I've just been letting mine run, which is probably worse. Because then I've already had to replace the power supply once. But it was 4 years. I let it go for 4 years before I had to replace it. Anyways, so we'll go through it using this and using the desk here for a minute, okay? And I'll try and do this fairly quickly, but of course I haven't prepared a ton for this. By haven't prepared a ton, I mean not at all. But it's okay because I got it all right here. It's all right here in the mastermind. All right. So we are going to say, oh, let's use this one. This is a good one. This one's already connected to lights and everything. Okay. Okay, this is great. Yes, this is great. All right, so here we've got probably the fairly typical setup. Okay, you've got your LEDs. Oh, my camera's upside down and sideways. My word, what a mess. I'm a disaster. All right, I'm going to say focused, though, like a freaking laser. Focused like a laser beam right now. So focused. So focused. Does that look okay? Nope, I didn't flip it over. There we go. Come on now. Come on now. Yep. Transform 180 degrees. Boop. Okay, now you can see my hands coming in from the correct side of the board. Okay, so here we go. So this is coming in from your power supply. All right, we're not going to mess with those because we want the Uno to always be powered, or the ESP32 part. So whether this is an Uno or quad doesn't matter. All right. Then coming out of here, we've got the 3 wires that are going out to the LEDs. Okay. What we need to break is this here. So what I'm going to do is take this off and actually put on there one that, oh, that's my soldering iron. That's not a screwdriver. Put on there one that will, let's see, this one's not going to work either. I need my other screwdriver. This will work. This is one of my faves. Okay. What we're going to do is put on one that I will kind of keep as the example. So we'll take this one off. And fortunately, I've got lots of these right here. So what we'll do, oh, you know what, we'll do this one. Yeah, we'll do this one. So take the power line, cut the power line out like that. Okay, so power line comes out. Relay on the power on the power inside. Well, I don't want to turn off power to the whole Uno. Right? That won't work. I want power on the output side of the Uno. Okay? So now I can do it by cutting that wire, or I can just get a different piece of wire. I'm just going to get a different piece of wire because that may be a little bit easier. Minorly easier. If I can find a little scrap piece of wire. Which is, I suppose, harder than you think. Okay. Well then, never mind. We'll do it this way. Okay. So take the power wire, cut it. Okay. Strip it back a little bit. Okay, there. Strip this one back a little bit. Right there. There we go. Okay, I'm doing this without glasses, so who knows how it's going to turn out. All right. Power then is, this one's going to go back in here. I guess I could have just taken out one of these. I didn't have to take out all 3 of them. All right, power goes back in there. Screw this down. I've done this on a stream a while back, but because, you know, it's one of those things like taking time to sharpen the saw. Like because I do these things live, but then I don't do a video about them. I end up having to do them live again because not everybody can see the video about it. Oh, you were thinking dual power supply. Gotcha. Yeah. Now this is if you are on a single power supply, you can do it this way. Which hopefully these days, you know, because the Unos and the quads have the voltage regulators in them, you should be able to typically do it on a single power supply now, because you can use a 12-volt power supply and still get 5 volts for your Uno. But yeah, you totally could. I mean, and C Sharpworm's totally right. And that's a good reason to use a separate power supply, because then you could do one power supply for your Uno and one power supply for your lights, and you could just put the relay on the power supply for the lights. That would also work just fine. The big trick there would be you'd have to connect your grounds together. All right, here's my relay. Okay, so now on the relay, this is the important part. So on the relay, let's look at this. Let's look at this for a second. So the relay, you've got DC plus minus, and then input on one side. And then you've got, normally open, normally closed, and COM on the other side. So when you're looking at my relay that I have, because I don't have that exact one in my possession, although I should just buy some so that I can do a proper video. But I still have, it's a little harder to make out here, but I have normally open on this side, normally closed on this side, and I have common in the middle. So that's the same. And then for this, the DC plus, DC minus, and input are going to come from these pins, because this relay is actually made to hook up to a D1 Mini. So instead of having 3 more screw terminals over here that are DC plus, DC minus, and in, I've just got pins here that I'll connect to. Okay, but the important part is this part, these wires on this side that we just cut, go into the normally open and the common on this other side. Okay, you should probably, I guess it probably doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one's common, which one's normally open. My guess is the common should be the plus coming from here, but for simplicity, or just because of this is the side of the board I'm working on, I'm going to put the normally open in here, because it won't make a difference really. It's just opening the circuit, so it shouldn't matter. You're not powering anything else off of it or anything. Oh man, because I don't have ferrules on it. I don't have the ferrules, so it doesn't like to stay in there. So I'm going to need a little more wire, and I'm going to do a little bit of finagling. Give it a little turn there. A little twisty poo on that side. And then slide that in there. That should now give it a little bit of something to hold on to. I'll get it in there. Stinker. Get in there. This is why you should have ferrules. I'm hearing you guys type it. You don't even have to say it. I'm hearing it. Again, I'm in too much of a hurry to do things the right way. It's the story of my life. Can you see? Yeah, good. Right. Tighten that guy down pretty good. Okay, that's staying now. Now this one, we might as well do the same thing. Just make sure we got plenty of wire here. The other thing, the thing I like doing more than the ferrules for me personally is putting a little bit of solder on there. I'll put a glob of solder on there, and you get a similar effect as in when you use the ferrules, but it fits, to me, it fits a little bit better still if you do it that way instead of doing it with the ferrules. All right. So now we've got the relay, the normally open and the common in line on the positive, right? Dig, not dog. All right. Really don't really know where to start. Jerry, we'll try and help you, my friend. We'll try and help you. Stick with us for now. What we're doing is we're putting a relay on this here board. Okay. Now the next things that we're going to need to do is connect up where we want the relay to get its power and stuff from, which will come from this board here. So to do that, I need a couple of jumper wires, which I probably am having a hard time coming up with jumper wires, although I've done this now several times, so you would think I would have them close at hand. Okay, there's a positive one. There's a negative, or one we'll use for the negative. And oh my goodness, I do have them. Isn't that amazing? It's almost like I had done this before. Okay, so this relay, this particular relay, we're going to connect it to 5 volts. So on the DrZs here, I can see, you probably can't see it there, but if I get down real close, I don't have my auto focus on, so typically autofocus is worse. Focus. Okay, there you go. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. All right, so we're going to connect this end to 5 volts right there. So this one goes to 5 volts. This will be similar to what we did with the microphone the other day. knock this stuff off my desk. Okay, similar to what we did with the microphone. So 5 volts is going to go there. And then on the relay, there's a 5-volt pin. So we'll connect this there. All right. And then we've got to have a ground. Conveniently, the ground pin on the Uno and the quad, of course, is located right next to... Oh, this isn't one that's going to work. One's got a little... It's got a thingy. It's got an outie. It needs to be an innie. Here's one. All right, so then you take your ground, connect it there, and then over here on your relay, find the ground, which should be right next to the 5-volt pin again. Okay, there we go. And all that manipulating, hope that we don't knock our power wires loose. And then you can use something here for the output. I've got Q3 and Q4 available. AO is also available, and I'm not going to use AO. I'm going to use Q4. So I don't know if you can see it, but you probably can't. But Q4 is right there. So this first pin says, golly, I can't even read what that says. But the first pin, I don't know what the first pin says. The next one is Q3, and the next one is Q4, okay? And then we can go to the pinout guide on the website and find pin 4. Now, I know, just because I've played with these enough, that the input for this relay is D1. Now, if we were using the one that I was showing on Amazon, it would be easier because we would know, we would have a very simple, and that's why I think this one, that's why I would recommend this, because it labels it nice and simple, DC plus, DC minus, and in. And you don't have to have jumper wires. You can just get a regular stripped piece of wire and connect it. You will, well, I guess you will still need a jumper wire piece on the Uno. Although, maybe what we'll do as an alternative, we can use this other output. We can use this other output, the LED 2 output, as our relay output. Should we do that? I kind of feel like we should do that because that's how most people would actually do it. Okay, so this way, this is what I could do here, but I'm going to change us up a little bit. I'm going to change us up. Instead of using Q4, we are going to use the output from LED 2. Okay, so assuming that you're only going to use one channel for output to the LEDs, we can actually use the other channel for output to the relay. Is everybody telling me that that's not going to work? Because I'm not paying attention if you are. I'm just not going to listen. And then this side, so we've connected one of them to LED 2, one end of it, and then the other end you connect to the input on the relay, which in my case here is D1. But for everybody else who's using the right kind of a relay, it would simply be this DC side of the board and the in pin right there, the in terminal. Okay. How we doing? Now, before I go any farther, maybe I should check in with the chat and see if everybody is on board. To embed the replay into the next Uno Quad, yeah. Make it a screw terminal. So hard to fit so many things on here. All right. Good. You guys are talking and you guys are solving each other's problems. I love it. But not sure what to start out for your first time. For your first time, start out with just your roof line and like a dig quad. And then you grow into X lights and all that stuff. And I haven't grown that far into it yet. That's my sister. Okay. So that should be it. Then the next thing that we're going to do is control it. So let's control it by using, so I've got this one. I don't know which one to use. I'll use this one. This one will be fine. So this is just an external antenna. This is actually one that somebody sent me. Remember I was talking about it? Somebody sent me one that they were like, well, they didn't even say anything. I don't even know where it came from, but they were like, it doesn't work. I'm sure that's what they thought was it didn't work, but I got it to work. I don't know. Can't always tell what's going on. Okay. And then I can just plug in. Let's back up a little bit now. Get this a little further away. And now I can just plug in this over here. All right, and I'm just gonna, these are far enough away that I'm not going to bother anybody. Okay. Good. See all that? In super sharp HD? No, not at all. So the kids made me get a new phone. How about that? My kids made me get a new phone. It's a long story, but basically, Janice and I had both bought a phone for one of the kids without discussing it previously, so we ended up sort of with an extra phone. And when the kids found out that we sort of had an extra phone, which is really cool, rather than fighting over who would get the extra phone, the extra new phone, they said, Dad needs a new phone. So I have a new phone, and the reason I'm even bringing that up right now, it's not a total squirrel, is because I think what I'm going to do is use my iPhone 7 that I've been using for a long time, connect it to my streaming setup here so that I can have a kind of a permanent, very, very mobile HD connection for a camera. So what do you think? Okay. All right. Now, I think we're good here. We've got the relay hooked up. We've got this on here. We've got power in here. We've got it hooked up to some lights on the other side over here. Now what we need to do is hook up power. Now I was soldering, which means my power supply is about to output 24 volts, so we don't want to hook that up. Even though the Uno could handle it, the LEDs cannot. All right, 5-volt LEDs. Okay. Now, right now the relay is not going to come on because I haven't told wLED that there is a relay, and I haven't connected. I haven't told it, how to command the relay, how to power up the relay at all. So it won't work until I do that. So right now, it just clicked. It did actually click on, and it shouldn't have. But that's just because, maybe the LED one's giving an output. I don't know. Anyways, let's go to the wLED page here. And this is the part too where having my phone connected, or having a phone connected, would be pretty useful. A phone that stays connected all the time, because then you could just see me doing this. But I'm basically just setting it up, connecting to the wLED access point here that this little dude is broadcasting. Weak security. It does not like my password. Okay, we're going to go to the controls. So right now, actually, the LEDs they're turning on because by default this thing powered up. So the output from this LED2 channel appears to be high by default. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna go to I guess we can connect this. You guys want to see? Yeah, you're gonna need to see this. Oh, I can do it from here. I can do it in the camera. Right? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that in the camera. It's not the greatest, but if we adjust this a little bit, a little lower on the saturation or exposure, forgive me. Okay, that'll be all right. That'll be all right for now. Okay. So we're going to go in here. We're going to go to config. We're going to go to LED preferences. We're going to go down here to the outputs. Looks like that's pin 1. Okay, great. Here we go. Relay. So this is all under the hardware setup section. Okay, hardware setup section. Scroll down here. You got relay pin. So the relay pin is actually what is connected to LED2 right now, and LED2 is on pin 3. Is that correct, fellas? I think that's right. I do think that's right. I don't need that. active high. Okay. I think that'll do it. We'll know here in a minute. All right. So now, if we go back here, if I turn the LEDs on, turns on the relay. If I turn the LEDs off, turns off the relay. It worked. Turn on the relay. Turn off the relay. It kind of does a little funky something there. Maybe that's because you know, it's not best to have it on relay. Oh no, there it goes. Well, it kind of clicks twice. I don't know why. Once. Oh no, that's right. Yeah, it's clicking a couple times. And I wonder if it's back here. Let's go back here to this LED preferences and let's take out this active high thing. We'll take that out. Yeah, because you know that LED 3 or LED 2 pin, sorry, that LED 2 connector is probably, you know, because it has a little bit of other circuitry in there, maybe not the best output, but I don't know. I think it's going to work fine. I think this is working pretty good. Oh, now active high is okay. So you do have to have that active high on there. Okay, don't take that off. That was a fail. Let's hit the fail button. I deserve it. That's what I get for guessing. All right, save it. Okay. Well, regardless, oh, and now what we can do, I can tell you, because this is connected to my power supply, I can tell you how much power it's drawing. So let's do that. So it's about 0.2. Yeah, it's about 0.2 amps, or about 1 watt. Okay. So let's turn it on. Now, this is not very many lights, and these are really small lights, so it's not going to make a huge difference. 0.5. So the trick is, though, if I didn't have the relay here, when I turn this off, there would still be some power draw by the lights. And if you've got, you know, hundreds of WS2811 pixels connected, that power draw can be significant. And more importantly, maybe, is your main power supply. Oh, I see. Wait, but your main power supply would still be running like it was on fan, huh? So this is how you do it if it was one power supply. But now I see what I see what C Sharpworm was saying. What's with the YouTuber? What is he doing? How's it going, Giovanni? Merry Christmas. All right. Yeah, I think I see what C Sharpworm was saying, because the idea here is you want to save the power supply. So this is one way if you're using one power supply, I guess. Can I safely put a capacitor on the screw of the power supply? Yes, I think you can. How do I get power to the Ethernet DrZz with only a USB-C port? Why would you do that, Jerry? I don't think you would want to do that. I think so. The reason that Quindor had designed it so that the USB-C port is blocked by the fuse is because the idea is to not power your lights by USB. You should have a separate power supply. It's just going to be better. Tuya to ESP home. Oh, hey, Marlon. Maybe at some point. If it's not blocked, then you got it spun around the wrong way. All right. So Ty, there you go. That's one way to do it. I guess the other thing to do if you're doing a separate power supply, you just put the normally closed, normally open, and the common in line with your other power supply. No, I know. No, man, Jerry. Let's talk about what you got there, Jerry. Let's talk about what Jerry's got. And there's lots of good people asking good questions, so this is great. This is great. Oops. Okay. So, Jerry. We'll start with Jerry. Jerry's asking, how do I power the Ethernet, the Uno with Ethernet off of the USB? So what I'm saying is you can't, because when it's connected here, I'm going to just disconnect these. Oh, here, I've got another one over here. I got Unos everywhere. Unos for days. When you connect this, so if you bought it from the site and you haven't changed anything, it will look like this. And there's your USB-C port right there. And there's your fuse right there. So it's blocked. And that's because that's not how you want to power it. The bottom section isn't here. So this is all you got? That's it? So you didn't buy, all you bought was this, I'm sorry. Or maybe I sent you the wrong thing. Let's make sure I didn't send you the wrong thing, because that has happened in the past, especially with this confusion. If what you've got is this and none of this, then you don't really have everything you need. So I guess that's a separate conversation we need to have. You can send me a message. Maybe you did it through the help desk or through the other another channel I haven't answered yet. But generally, yeah, this is why for this. But if this is not what you're talking about, and then what everybody else is telling you is, even if you wanted to connect it to a USB power supply, which you can do, but what you got to do is take your USB wire, cut it, pull out the black and the red, or sometimes it's white and red, but usually it's black and red. Hopefully you only have 2 wires in there. If you have 4 wires, then typically it's black, red, white, and green. White and green are going to be for data, so you can just ignore those. And black and red will be your plus and your minus. So that's what you could connect to these 2 terminals right here. All right. You bought the whole package, but the bottom board is missing. So then we didn't send you the right stuff. If you don't have this blue piece, then we sent you the wrong thing. So send me an email or message me in Discord or give me your order number. You have a barrel connector. You want the screw terminals. The barrel, I don't think you have the barrel connector. What we're talking about, when somebody says barrel connector, they're talking about this kind of a thing. And the receiving end of it. So, all right. So this would be the receiving end of the barrel connector, or you can have them that kind of look like this, or you can have them on a circuit board, but we don't have any of those with the Unos and the quads. It's just screw terminals. It's better. It's easier. But yeah, sorry, Jerry. It sounds like you got the wrong thing. So nothing you did wrong. It's all on me. All right. I'll answer a couple more of these. And then there was somebody who was asking about Tuya and ESP Home, which is different. That's different. We haven't got to play with Tuya and ESP Home in a while. All right. Okay, here we go. Your power supply has that. Okay, well, you're going to have to clip that. You're going to have to clip that off. Hey, Stubbs is here. You're going to have to clip that off for the to connect to those screw terminals. All right. Marlon. Let's see what Marlon said. So I'm putting in 2 trigger relays. Is it best to control them with a switch? Big nasty. Use it to cut the mains going to the power supply. Power the Dig Uno by a small wall wart. Yeah, 4 tracks. I think that's right. I think that's probably what you should do. Because, that's what happens when you listen to me. Yeah. Probably best practice is 2 separate power supplies at this point. For that reason, if you're powering up a lot of LEDs and for a long time and you don't want them to continue to do that. I'm dropping things on the floor really bad. All right, so let's see. Marlon, you just said, can you do some demo on Tuya to ESP Home? Well, let's see. I have not played with those in a bit, Marlon, but What Tuya device are you talking about? Are you talking about the built-in Tuya? So are you talking about a light switch? Are you talking about a light bulb? Are you talking about a receptacle? They're putting Tuya in just about anything. But what it's going to come down to is, as far as I know, there's no more Tuya over-the-air flashing to anything else. Now, I could be wrong about that, and the guy who I would ask, maybe somebody here knows, but the guys that I would ask about that would be Travis, DigiBlur. He was more into that than I was. Greetings, programs. So if you want to know about over-the-air flashing of a Tuya device to something else, then that's what you should do. But Brian makes a great point. There is a local Tuya integration for Home Assistant, and as far as I know, it works very well. I don't think I have any devices that are still running just Tuya, but the latest Martin Jerry switches are not working with Tuya Convert. Yeah, so Neil knows. Neil's one that has tried it before, Marlon, and he seems to be up to date on what is working and what is not working. Tuya Convert was the over-the-air one. And that's what you have? Okay. So what you're going to have to do probably, and Neil maybe knows the secrets behind this one, because I don't know those switches particularly. I know DigiBlur does as well, and he's probably done videos about it. You will have to open them up, connect up to the actual terminals for positive 3, for 3 volts ground, RX and TX, and then flash it that way if you're going to flash it. But the device is already in Home Assistant. Oh, that's what you're using. Something about Tuya MCU. Oh, so you're talking about a different device. You're talking about, because Tuya, so they started using the other chip. Is that right? And that may be true. I don't know about that. Go Tasmoda removed all Tuya devices from Home Assistant. Yeah, you may need to ditch my Tuya switches because Home Assistant is not supporting them. Really? I don't remember what the current state of that is. I probably should know. Yeah, local Tuya in hacks. So let's go look at it here. I don't think I have it, probably. But hacks, integrations. Ooh, look at all these. There's so many new ones. I probably haven't. Let's explore. Local Tuya, right there. Local Tuya. Home Assistant custom integration for local handling of Tuya-based devices. Device status is updated receiving push updates from the device instead of polling. So status updates are extremely fast, even if manually operated. The following Tuya device types are currently supported. 1 and multiple gang switches. So that's probably your Martin Jerry switches would probably work right there. Wi-Fi smart plugs, lights, covers, so windows, shades, and such. Fans, and climate is coming soon. Energy monitoring is supported for compatible devices. Okay. This repository developed and started by utilizing the merging code from Nameless Jedi. Thanks to them. Okay. Installation, copy the local Tuya folder and all its contents to your Home Assistant custom components folder. This is often, did you have to do that, or can you just download this repository? Anyways, here's the instructions. I haven't done anything else. I haven't done this myself, but it looks like there's a few steps to it. Like you got to know what the IP addresses are. It looks like your devices will each have an ID, and then you probably have to figure out which ones they are and give them a name. But hey, it'll work. It'll work. Looks a little complicated. They're a little bit to set up, but not too bad. I'm using the IoT sucks rocks. It's horrible now. Oh no. It says switch not supported on 2 of my devices. Oh man. Is this the one you're using? Home Assistant had Tuya reps in a live group chat video a while ago. They should have asked them to remove the AES encryption that's blocking Tuya Convert, but didn't. Such a wasted opportunity. Darn it. Well, they're probably still in touch with them, J-Juke. They probably can still contact them. I know that the Tuya people, since they started, have been very cooperative with the Home Assistant guys. When Tuya was barely kind of just a blip and people were saying, what's this new software? When we still had 4 or 5 different software from different companies. Now it's kind of all been replaced with Tuya for the most part. Not all of it, but a lot of it. But even since then, the Tuya guys had been pretty cooperative with post the pic on Discord. Okay. All right. So somebody else asked something. Let's see. Let's see. Should I go back? Let's do questions the way that we've had questions, because this is great. I'm happy to keep taking questions like this. This is great. Local Tuya, you need to make an account in Tuya IoT to retrieve the local key. Okay, so that's what it is. You have to go to their app and get the key. Okay. I was going to use, let's see, there's like 3 things going on. Which channel on Discord is the best place? There is a Tuya, I think there's a Tuya channel or a Tasmota channel. There is a Tasmota channel. Yeah. Yes, Marlon, I am. I suspect Tuya deliberately blocks Tuya Convert. It probably did. It probably did. So for questions, you do the tilde and then ask space and then your question, and it will go into a live stream questions list. And that makes it easier for me to go back and answer the questions and do it in order. So it's not like I'm just jumping around and somebody asks a question and then it gets forgotten or something, right? See, Cherry Lab, I flashed 20 Martin Jerry switches for a friend, and Tuya Convert still works with certain stuff. Okay, so some of the Martin Jerry's, it still works. Jarvis, can use multiple power supplies, but have to make sure. Oh, you're talking to Jarvis, but have to make sure ground between the power supplies and not shared power, right? I guess I need to do a whole video about that, don't I? All right, let's see. Tony Jackson asked a question today. Good. Can we have a look at Amcrest to MQTT in a future stream? Yes, we absolutely can. I also have the AD110 and am keen to integrate the button press into Home Assistant. Tony, that is a great request, and that is an absolute yes. And because more than anything, because I want it as well. So yes, an absolute yes on that. It turns out, I don't know what I did with the old doorbell power supply. And I even had another, for the alarm system that we used to have, I had an AC power supply and I lost that as well. So I had to buy a new AC power supply, which is coming from Amazon. And once it gets here, I will be able to connect up my doorbell, my Amcrest doorbell, and then we will do a stream about the Amcrest to MQTT. Okay? Because I'll be doing it too. All right? You got it, brother. So you have questions, you want to go whoop, whoop, and ask. And C Sharpworm, all right, thank you. C Sharpworm said, so how bad did the test 3D print go? Freaking horrible. And over again. It just keeps failing. I'm happy to play around with it some more. We can do it on here. We can do it live because I don't know what else to do with this thing, man. It is so dialed in. It is so dialed in. Let's turn it on and we'll kind of have it running. I'll run another mesh and I dialed this thing in. I spent some time on Christmas Eve actually playing with this, dialing it in to get the mesh like primo mesh, I thought. Way better than it's ever been. And still didn't work. Why is this record on? What is this doing? Oh. Sorry, for a minute I thought Microsoft was recording something I was doing. So yeah, it just, and what I'm seeing, C Sharpworm, and for all you 3D print guys that were helping me out with my, and it's not like I don't know some stuff. I mean, my gosh, I've had a 3D printer for a really long time. I haven't had the Ender for a terribly long time, but it was printing fine, and then it just hasn't been. And I've replaced pretty much everything that I can think of. So we did the balancing, or we did the bed leveling. We even did the auto bed leveling. We did the mesh and all that stuff. We did the what else? Oh, I put a new nozzle on it. So just in case the nozzle was bad, I put a new nozzle on it. I tightened the belts a little bit. Somebody said maybe the belts were loose, so I tightened the belts a little bit. Somebody said something about the Z-axis being loose. I can't find anything that seems loose. I kind of went through. Maybe I need to do it again, more specifically, and tighten up like every little rail bolt and stuff. But I don't know what's going on, but it is just causing me grief. All right, so we're going to go to the level. We're going to tell it to create a new mesh just for kicks. I'm glad, thank you guys for talking me into the 3x3 mesh, because then I can make a new mesh really quickly. It doesn't take a long time. So I appreciate that. So, okay, we'll kind of go on this, and we'll keep talking about that. Thank you, C#. I really want to get this thing fixed. Like, not having a 3D printer in my life is hurting my soul deeply, deeply. You figure out who turned off the battery maintainer for the Hobbit House generator? Yeah, I think I know, Dark Avenger. I think I know. And he was just trying to help. I hope he hasn't done it again, though. We haven't been up there in a while. Janice and the kids are planning on going up there tomorrow, and if that battery maintainer hasn't been plugged in, we're gonna be crap. We're gonna be messed up. Enders are notorious for cracked extruder housing. It shows as under extrusion. Have you tried to calibrate your E-steps? Google it. Oh, under extrusion. Okay. Cracked extruder housing. Interesting. And it would show as under extrusion. That may be what happens. What I'll describe, I'll show you. We can watch this thing, okay? I'll put the camera on it and we will watch it go. And you can tell me if you'd call that under extruding. It certainly feels like, so it's going along. It's like the stuff's not sticking, or like it's not low enough to make contact and stick. So just it'll catch some part of it will just get missed, and it won't. The filament won't come out and it won't catch, and then it goes around, and when it comes back around again, at some point it catches, and then it starts dragging this whole nest of messy crap everywhere. Check out the picture. Oh, look at that. There's even a Tuya convert. Oh, that's an archive channel. Tasmoda. Oh, unsupported. Smart switch, unsupported, huh? Bummer. I wonder why. What kind of switches are those? Are those Martin Jerry or something, or what are those? Okay, so now we've got this. I'm just going to view the mesh. I like showing. I mean, golly, that's a good looking mesh. Let me just tell you, that's a good looking mesh. Can you see? It's upside down, but man, look at that. That looks pretty good. If anything, it's high, right? If anything, it's high. So it should be good as far as like sticking, because that's the problem I'm having, is it doesn't seem to be sticking to the bed. All right, well, we're going to run this test print, and I haven't redone the G-code on the test print. I have not redone the G-code, so we'll just run it with the G-code as it is, and we can try changing the G-code, but it should be fine. Okay, we'll keep this going here. It's going to heat up. We'll put the camera on here. I actually do like how I've got this camera worked out, but now it's going to be upside down again, so let's fix that. This is going pretty well. Eventually, this lamp is probably going to snap, because I do keep adjusting it when it's probably not meant to be adjusted so much. All right, so we're going to kind of let that run in the background, and we'll watch it. All right, stick some masking tape on the bed. I think, Steve, I know that can work, and I know that you can put glue on there and some things. The trouble, like my reasoning for not wanting to go right to that, is it was working without tape, without glue, and it should be able to go back to that. And it doesn't seem like it's always the bed. It's not that it always doesn't stick to the bed. Sometimes it'll go up several layers, and then all of a sudden it won't stick to, it's like it's too high to stick there. So can see if my E-steps are calibrated. Windeman says, how do I do that again? How do I calibrate my E-steps, Windeman? I haven't had to do that in a while. I did it when I did it on my my Taz, my Lulzbot, because I changed the nozzle. I changed the whole thing. Thank you, mods, by the way. Agreed. Good men. Good guys. Thank you for helping out. Okay, Jerry, I got your message, and I will get you taken care of. And Ty, you're welcome as well. Ty was asking about the relay, and we got it covered for him. Although I do think the two power supply relay thing is a good idea. Is the bed clean? The bed's pretty clean. E-steps is very quick to do. Okay, guys, let's do it. Using the upgraded springs. Yep, I got upgraded springs. Yep. Mark 12 centimeters on the filament and feed 10 centimeters, and then measure if 2 centimeters is left over. Okay. Okay. Well, let's let this thing print, and then we'll do that. What other questions can I answer in the meantime while we're waiting for this? Because sometimes I really love what it picks as thumbnails. You see this? Oh wait, here we are. Look at that. That poor guy is suffering. Can you not see it in his face? He is just suffering. Oh my gosh, this is too much fun. Too much fun. I really want to get my 3D printer working. I need it. Where the filament goes into the extruder part. So mine's the Bowden. So would I mark it over there? I think I would mark it, over here, right? Mark it at the beginning. Ooh, Andres, how did you integrate your ReoLink in Home Assistant? So some ReoLink cameras have an RTSP feed, and you can do that directly. Not all of them. If you have the NVR like I do, the ReoLink NVR, and you're using that, there is not a way at this time to integrate that into Home Assistant, which makes me a little sad inside. But I've gotten used to going to the ReoLink app, and it's okay. My Amcrest doorbell will be in Home Assistant though, because of RTSP, or maybe through the other through the integration. All right. So first, it's going to do a mesh. First, it's going to do the check. Make sure it's balanced. Is it better to do an E-step calibration with the nozzle off so that there's no resistance, or better to do it with the nozzle heated? Good question. Most E-steps issues are on direct drive setups. Do you use the alarm integration in Home Assistant? What do I use for that? How do I have my alarms kind of set up here? We'll go back and forth. I should go, let me go to the questions here. I'm sorry for jumping around. It's just bad. Bad Z's. Let's watch this. I'll go to the questions, and I'll just keep it on the questions page. Sir Good Enough would be so proud that we're using the questions page. Random question. If you spend a lot of time in your chair, which one do you get as a good quality one, or advice that's good? Oh man, Mr. Fixers. You guys want to talk about chairs? I think we do need to talk about chairs, because I have had several chairs, and it's crazy. The ones that I like the best, are some ones that we got from like the thrift store. That's what I'm sitting on right now. They're the only ones that don't hurt my butt after a while. Teaching Tech has a good video about E-steps. Okay, I'll copy that. Put that up here. Teaching Tech E-steps. I'm worried about it being potentially being the crack in the extruder. I really am. Could be the filament. This is brand new filament. That's another thing. This is brand new filament. Oh, Keith, and somebody asked this before too, about the white ESP32 boards. So the white ESP32 boards are actually custom. Okay, here it goes. They're actually custom designed ESP32 boards that Quindor designed himself. And the reason that we use them is because we were using blue ones from whatever, AliExpress or something, and they were failing like a lot. And like we had some times where it was like 20% fail, and it sucked. So part of the reason for going to these white ones is because the ones we could get in bulk were so crappy. We got some of them where you could just like, you'd like shake the board, like this thing, you'd shake it, you could hear the chip inside there had fallen off. So that's the biggest reason. And then the other big reason is because it was hard to find ones that had external antennas, and it was impossible to find ones that had an Ethernet hat on them. So Quindor just designed his own version of the ESP32 Mini. And that's why we have the white ones. Oh, there it goes. Look, it's already happening. So it didn't stick here in this corner. And so it left this string. And then at some point it's going to catch that thing and just tear it right off. It's also like it's so little, such a small amount of filament that, I don't know, maybe are they available to order separately? Yes, they are, actually. Yes, they are. Right now, I haven't got them posted because none of them are soldered or anything. If you want them unsoldered and stuff, you can, I can get them, but that's what I need to do. That's what I need to do. I do have some that you can buy separately. So like if you wanted to use it on an older Uno, or even one that you just got earlier this year, I guess, when did we start putting those on? Was it earlier this year? So I guess if you got an Uno or a quad last year, you can get them soldered up and stuff for that. And there it goes. It is now a pile of muck. See that? It's a pile of muck. And it actually almost always seems like it's this corner over here that doesn't work. Even though if we look at the mesh, I don't think that the mesh is that bad in that corner. It worked so well for for months. It worked so well for months, and then it's just been like this now. It looked like that part didn't even stick. And none of that's sticking. So right now, this whole line right now that it's trying to put down is not putting anything down. Got to be the Z offset. Is the bed heated evenly? Feels like it's about the same. I'm going to stop it. No reason to do. Oh, I keep forgetting it's not a touch display. All right, so now you've seen it live. What the bleep is going on? Right? The bed needs to be closer. I could agree with that, but I've got the BL Touch. It should be like totally compensating for that. The weather's too cold. I'm in the house. It's not cold in this room at all. It's warm. Do I have access to the printer terminal through Octoprint? I don't right now, Steve. I don't right now. The initial layer and made adjustments. And I'm using, this is settings from, what's his name, right? Printed Pet G, then PLA. I had to wash the bed several times. Maybe the X bar is off level. Z offset is super easy to change. I could change the Z offset. But then is that going to put it where in some parts where it's okay? See, look, like that's hardly even sticking to the bed. It should be sticking a little bit better to the bed, shouldn't it be? Goodness sakes. Well, add that to my collection. Check your Z offset value and just subtract 0.1 or 0.05 at a time. as you go. New firmware is great because you can make adjustments as you go. Not like before, yeah. Okay. Well, should we just try to check the tension on the rail wheels? The Z offset is probably high, my guess. All right, well, let's change the Z offset and then do it again. What do you think? Wash the glass, Adi says. I say get rid of the BL Touch. It all started when you installed that, right? No, actually, C# it started before. It's actually started doing this. That's why I went to the BL Touch, because I thought, oh, my bed's not level. That's why. So I level the bed, still happen. Huh. Level the bed, still happen. Huh. Okay, get a BL Touch. And it's still happening. Added the second Z-axis screw motor to keep my Z level. I might need to do that. Play with the Z offset when it is printing. Just lower it slowly until it sticks. Old school with a piece of paper and manually adjust it. I've done that. Leveling Z offset manual with paper. All right, I'm going to go to the Z offset. Heat the bed, set the Z to 0, and use the paper to check level. And then this was, I mean, I'm happy to keep working on this because this benefits me, but I'm happy to answer some questions too as we go along about other things if they come up. Okay? All right, I minused 0.1 from the V offset, which is kind of a lot. Kind of a lot. We'll see. We'll see what it says. The Hex ReoLink works great with my ReoLink NVR, which lets you use the B400 cameras. Really, Alf? So, is that right? And you sent me that, and I approved the post because I would love to have my ReoLinks into. But I remember when I looked at it, there was, unless it's changed, because when I first looked at it, I don't know. And it lets you use the B400 cameras. Is that what I have? Because I have the cameras that are only for the NVR. You can't use the cameras that I have connected separately. Not all of them, anyways. Glass can take a scratch better than the stock bed. Maybe I should change it. Okay. I changed the Z offset and then I think I restarted it. But so many of these things were working. So I know that there's things like I could clean the bed, which I did the other day. It can't be that dirty. It's not like it's got some big grease ball on it. I could do a lot of these things, but I was printing fine with what I was doing. Yeah, I just changed the Z offset to it was at minus 2.85. I just changed it again to minus 2.8. How's it going, Quindor? Welcome, welcome. Just grabbing little bits of filament off of there. Okay, we'll try it again. Commend your patience. All this tinkering is the reason why I've stayed away from 3D printing. It really shouldn't be this time consuming to get things working. Yeah. And you're right. And for so much of what I've done, it hasn't been that bad. But boy, I've just hit this stump right now and I just can't get this thing to work. Like, it would probably be worth my time to just get a new one, and which is crazy. But I actually have another one that I haven't even opened. It's in the box. Just watching your hands all over that bed. It's sure not clean now. Not joking about just touching it causing adhesion issues. Okay. I don't have alcohol to clean it with, I don't think. I want to go closer. Minus... Did I go further away? No, I wouldn't think so. If minus is this way, 2.85, 2.80. I don't know. Yeah, Tech Turtle. And I was hitting print and walking away. I really was. You need to add a negative number to a negative number to get closer to the bed. Really? It's textured. It's textured. Use alcohol for drinking. Check how high is the opposite. Oh, I'm so confused. Take window cleaner and print an outer layer just while doing that, and you'll get it spot on. I have like simple green because I have a lot of that from resin printing. Okay, Steve. So it's going to be off. So what I just did was make it go further away. So that's not going to work. Mirror and Windex. Glue stick for adhesion. There's no way that's going to work. It's going to catch that thing and... I can't, I mean, do you guys clean it every time? Nozzle's too high. Yeah, it's coming off. All right, well, let me make a list of things that I should do, and I'll do it offline, okay? I don't want to make you guys watch me struggle through this. Okay, so list. Here it is. I have a pen and a piece of paper, and I'm going to write down the things that I should do. Your first print or your skirt printed okay. Then when I replaced the magnetic bed, fixed... Use peel air. A good cleaning. Okay, so good cleaning. So you want me to take the bed off and wash it with soap and water. Okay. Do I need to put like something else on there? Like, do I need to put... Yeah, look at that. Nothing's sticking to the bed at all. We knew that was going to happen. Yeah, a piece of paper and a pen. What is this, 1995? I know, right? But I have the... Move it now? Move. Oh, take that off now? Okay. The print isn't sticking. Yeah. Okay. How's it going, Steven? Okay, flip your bed. Use the glass side instead of the textured side, huh? Are those borrowed from work? They were going to get thrown away, Tony. They were going to get thrown away. So yeah, they have been borrowed from work, but they're going to get thrown away anyways. All right, let's go back up here. Oh, move it now. Oh, you mean move the bed while it's going. Oh, I see what you're saying. And don't touch the bed. We can change the Z offset. If it's not a Z offset thing and I change the Z offset and I bring it closer to the bed, I don't want to run into the bed, you know? Steve, that's a brand new nozzle. I just put a brand new nozzle on there. Stopped using those bed covers after just a few prints. Really? So what do you use? Don't touch the bed. Check the bed temp with a heat cam. Too low, it will not stick. Okay. Okay. I have a heat cam. It needs to charge up, but... Bed. Okay. Changes the offset when it's printing until it sticks. Okay. We can try that. Family is here, so tagging out. Okay, hey. So good enough. Thanks for always being here, my friend. Thanks for fixing the poll today and reminding me about thumbnails and all that stuff. This stuff works amazing. 3D printer adhesive. You had the same problem and flipping the bed fixed it all. Okay. Enjoy your family, Sir Goodenough. Why do I keep thinking you're talking about the sleeping bed and related to 3D printing? Then move on to extruding your mount. Okay. So... Yeah, that's so Stephen, when I was looking at it, it looked like it was flat in some places and then not sticking in other places, which would make me think that the bed's off level. And I agree, Friar Chuck, like shouldn't the BL Touch be adjusting for this? Can I just clean it with glass cleaner? Because that's what I have. And then I think my heat camera is probably dead, because it hasn't been charged in a very, very long time. So I'll plug that in for charging. And I'll have to mess with that later. Oh. Sorry, I keep bumping the microphone. Hopefully that's not driving everybody too crazy. Vodka fixes a lot of things. But if the nozzle offset to the bed is wrong, it will always fail. Paper test it and then try increase the first layer extrusion amount. Okay. Part of this too, J-Juke, is it when it was happening before, it wasn't just happening on the first layer. It was happening later. And then manually check it in that corner. Okay. Is the glass cleaner ammonia free? I don't know what's in the glass cleaner. Oops. Water, C911, alcohols, ethoxylated, sodium citrate, sodium carbonate, tetrasodium, glutamate diacetate, citric acid, methylchloroisothiazoline 1. Yeah, there's no acetone in this. It's just simple green. But you can't see, it's invisible. Aquanet on the glass bed. Blue masking tape. So you also said turn it over, huh? Turn it over to the other side, really? What do you guys think about that? This filament's brand new also, Joe. All right, let's just give it a little squirt. PLA. It's PLA. Try flipping it. Okay. Make sure it's cooled down. It's only slightly warm. Now this side is certainly, well, maybe I'll still clean it anyways. Okay. Cleaned. Sounds like an extrusion issue. So maybe we should... No alcohol wipes and a first aid kit or something? First aid? Extrusion stepper motor working properly. Good question. How to know? Check the extrusion amount. Whoa, I get so many different ideas. All right, well, I'm going to write down extrusion here because that might be a problem, right? Is the extrusion. So maybe increase the first layer extrusion. Hey, Ray. Clean it and play with the offset and you're done. So I set the offset now to 2.95. It was 2.85. Now it's 2.95. And I've cleaned the bed and I flipped it over to the glass side. So let's run it again. John, that seems to be exactly what I'm doing. Have I tried getting all kinds of suggestions and making things even more confusing? Yes, that's the story of my life. How did the Benchy come out? I never got to print a Benchy, Marshmallow. I never got that far. Set the bed temp to 60. That might work just well. So go the other direction. No, it was points. No, it was 0.28 that was worse, guys. It's 0.28 that was worse. Okay, let's just try printing what I've got. And if this doesn't work, we can try to do the. We'll go into Cura and we will make up a new slice. We'll make up a new slice and we can change a couple things there, like the first layer extrusion. Or we can do the test as well. We can do the test because, was it guys or somebody else who was saying, is my extruder... Well, that was for measuring E-steps, right? Let's hope it doesn't ruin the new nozzle. It's okay if it does, Steve, because it's a crappy brass nozzle that I just happen to have. I don't even know where it came from. And it also, I got a whole new pack of a whole bunch of steel nozzles, so we should be in good shape. You must use some release agent on bare glass, especially with PETG. Okay, this is PLA, but I don't have a release agent at the moment. Change the height. Get some of Mrs. Z's hairspray. I don't even think she has hairspray. She's not that old-fashioned. Let's see. Has anybody else sent any questions in that we can... Crappy brass nozzle might be the answer. It's a new crappy brass nozzle. Should be good to go. Okay. If you change the nozzle, you need to check the Z offset all the time. Hit the play button. Did I not? I don't know why it's not doing anything. It's because it's heating up. Oh, yeah, it's heating up. It heated the bed first. Now it's heating the nozzle. So we're getting there. Jesse made it. Thank goodness. I could put some hot glue on there. 2,000 times better than other hairspray. Is that right? Aquanet. Good old-fashioned Aquanet, huh? Who knew? Who knew? What's up, Marius? Monsieur Marius. Very into Les Mis lately with Zach being in the play and all. I do love me some 3D printing. I'm very sad that I don't have my 3D printer working. Good luck finding it. Oh, Aquanet, is that right? Do they not sell Aquanet anymore? I'm not surprised. The Z offset at the end of the nozzle and the bed. If you change the distance will change, so you need to check it again. So after I changed the nozzle, what did I do differently? I can't remember what I did. I did something to check that distance, and it was about the same. Or it was the same. I don't remember now what it was. I don't remember how I did it. So, 3-pack on Amazon. Not in the stores anymore. Thin layer of epoxy over the whole machine, then throw it in the bin, Steve says. Why waste good epoxy? Oh, how far did I get, Jesse? I don't remember with what, buddy. With the 3D printer stuff? We are struggling. We are struggling mightily. All right, let's see what happens. I'll put that layer down real nice. See, it's got a little bit of goo sticking out of the tip already. Oh, so it's not even supposed to be putting anything out yet. Yeah, there's already some coming out. Talk about 0.1 millimeter can already be wrong. The LED cube. Oh, I'm ready to solder the heck out of the LED cube. If you want a 12-hour stream, it'll be me soldering the LED cube for 12 hours. That's what I would do, because I want to get that sucker done. I want to see it. I want to play with it. I want to enjoy it. All the cubes. Yours always leaks? It's just age, Tech Turtle. It's just age. It's just age. 12-hour LED cube Q&A. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's pick a day. Want to pick a day? Teach us how to solder and then say us, I mean me. It's just like hot glue, Marshmallow Man. It's just the same stuff. It's just metal, hot glue. Works the same. Cube and A? Nice. Nice. I would love it. And I actually even got out because in anticipation of doing, 500 LEDs, soldering on 500 LEDs, plus I don't know how many, probably a couple more hundred other pins. Charity fundraiser for 12 hours. Heck yeah, Matthew. Let's pick a charity. Thank you very much for following. Bring up the calendar. Let's do it. I don't know what my work schedule is. That's the tricky part of the calendar. Let's see how many of my calendars are up. All right, you guys watching that thing closely? So Sir Goodenough has a pager. Yona wants a pager. I know. Let's etch the glass. Let's etch some glass. See, look at that. Like, shouldn't it be sticking? It's not laying down anything. It didn't lay down anything. When I bought this thing, or when I got it, I didn't buy it. When I got this thing, I put it together and started printing and had no problems. Is it scratching the bed? No. It's hard to say if it looks flat or not. Shoot. Okay. I'm just going to pull that off so that it doesn't interfere, with what it's doing. Except now it's going to try and go above it. It does look a little bit better, but it's still not sticking. Yeah, it's still not sticking. Thank you, guys. Why is it not printing over here? Grr. Grr, grr, grr. It's almost like it's getting a mesh but not using it. Bed test print, which is a series of squares, then did Z offset live, and also had to adjust the corner wheels of the bed, and even though you had the BL Touch. You think it's going a bit fast for a first layer? We can look at Cura and see what the settings were. Because this was what settings did you guys have me use? You had me use somebody's settings. Oh, we were looking at this. The 31st, 12-hour stream on the 31st, and missed the Orange Bowl, and missed my Wolverines playing in the playoff? No. And actually, we're going to be in Vegas for those days anyway, so it won't be in December. Oh man, look at that. Oh my gosh, I'm going to get my butt kicked. I thought I had some days off at the beginning of the month. Oh, vacation right here. Danielle. Oh, that's a accounting thing. Oh, good gravy. Good gravy. Go to that video I sent. It's all there. Very easy. Okay, Jesse. This was one from Guys. Where did you put that video, Jesse? Was it the one you sent me the other day? I opened it, but I hadn't finished watching it. Sorry, it's okay, Timmy. We're just glad you're here, man. We're just glad you're here. Well, so this is something that I really need. Oh, you emailed it. Okay. Yeah, this is something that I certainly need to spend some time on. And as much as I do appreciate everybody's help, as you can see, it's a lot of different ideas to try. Can't get a question and I'm in a bind. Well, let's help you. How many max feet can I get with 18 gauge wires? Okay, Danny, little more info, my friend. What you trying to get 18 gauge wires just for voltage for LEDs? Are you using 12 volts, using 5 volts? Are you talking about the data signal? How far can you go with the data signal? Do you have a data booster? Do you have a Uno quad? Give us some more of the info and we'll get there. We will get there. Vegas, bet everything on red. Yep, going to Vegas. That's where my sisters live. Both of them. 2 of them. I have others. Yep, I have others. Maybe one of your bearings in the Z-axis is bad and it sticks. Maybe. I mean, it could be that somebody said something about the X-axis being off, but even that, I mean, with the BL Touch, that should be compensating for any bed problems. Okay, 12 volt LEDs from the controller to the pixels, and I have a dummy pixel. You know what? With a dummy pixel, I was able to go a really long way. I went like, oh my gosh, where did I go, guys? 80 meters a couple years ago? Quindor has the scientific answer for you, and he's got a way to calculate it all. You can drop that link, my friend. I'm sure you're about to. Probably getting it right now. Does the 16 gauge extension cord work? It should work. Yeah, Josh. Shouldn't be any reason it wouldn't work. The problem you'll probably have with the 16 gauge extension is getting it to fit into the screw terminals. But if what you've got is 16 gauge extension cable, you use it. Set the wrong IP address. Oh boy, how do you reset it? Oh boy. Well, David, if it's not connecting to, is it not connecting to your network? If it's not connecting to your network, then it should be making the access point mode. If it's making the access point mode, then you should be able to go on there and get it to connect to your network again. Does that make sense? So it should default to go into access point mode. The absolute worst case, just take the ESP32 part off, plug it into a USB cable, plug it into your computer, and reflash it. you have static problem at about 80 feet. Well, 80 feet is a long way. You could try putting in another pixel. 80 feet is a long way. You could try putting in, go halfway through that 80 feet and put in a second sacrificial pixel. That may help. You could get a booster board too. I don't know if I have booster boards still. I should. I had a bunch, but they've been going fast. Can't compensate for a bad bearing. Too many cooks. You know what happens to that pie. All right, let's look at the settings here. Let's see what we got for settings. Okay, and these were CHEP. That's right. These were CHEP settings. So CHEP settings, let's see, top and bottom, 1 millimeter top layer thickness, okay. Infill, material speed. Shouldn't there be more settings to this? Like, what about like first layer stuff? Cooling, support, build plate adhesion. Why don't I see some of these? Oh, advanced. Initial layer height. And initial wall speed. Outer wall speed. Initial layer speed is slower. I don't know. What do you guys see? Yeah, it's an Ender V. Yeah, it's a V2. Bit late. What 3D printer? This, yep, Ender V. Yep, you got it. Speaking of pie, yummy. Speaking of pie, I'm hungry. I am hungry. What time did we start this? We'll go till 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock? How long have we been going? Oh, only an hour and a half? Oh. Oof. The bet is off. Temp could be too low. Try PLA 60 to 65. Okay. By the way, I went from an Ender Pro to V2 and got rid of all these BL Touch and sensors galore using just a plain sheet of paper. First layer is better than what I had before with sensors. Danny, my first layer, it used to be so good. It used to be so good, and then it started failing, and I cannot figure out why. I cannot figure out why. I'm really tempted to just get out this other 3D printer and put it together and start using that. But I miss 3D printing. It's not Cura. So the problem is not coming from any of these settings. Is that what you're saying? 4 o'clock. It's 10:41. Time for bed, Juke. Someone dropped something on it. I don't think so, but people can drop things and not know. What would that do, Danny? Did you physically move your printer since it was working so well? Between the time that it was working and wasn't working, I don't think so. Because it was in my closet. I've changed it since. Oh, warp? You mean the bed might be warped? Problem in the chair, not in the computer. Yeah. 11:42. Man, Brian, how are you guys staying up so late? I have to go to work tomorrow. I don't want to go to work tomorrow. Using a cheap Chinese hick top, I always heat up to pet G temps to let everything settle in and take it from there. The one I've got is they sent it to me. In fact, it's kind of funny because they told me it was a long time ago that they said, "Oh, we're going to send you this 3D printer." And I'm like, "Okay." And it was like over a year, and all of a sudden it showed up. New nozzle, you put it just a bit shorter than the distance to the bed, is also bigger, then it will not stick, and the BLE will not fix that, only Z offset. So maybe a little more Z offset. Guys is thinking a little more Z offset. Did it ever work well after I installed the BL Touch? Nope. But it was misbehaving before the BL Touch. The BL Touch was in part to try and fix this problem. And unfortunately, I have so many things going on. I don't have 5 hours to spend on this. If you tighten the nozzle a bit harder, then the distance is also bigger. Okay. Change the Z-axis again. Okay. Bad stepper motor, maybe. I'm not touching it with my hands. Stubbs makes fun of me for my greasy fingers. I don't remember if it was you or not, but somebody was telling me. Maybe it was Turtle. Okay, let's try it again. I just changed the Z offset again. So we'll give it a go. No, it does not have 2 Z-axis steppers. So, and that would be an upgrade I wouldn't mind making. Still messing with that printer. Big Nasty's like, you still messing with that printer? Yeah, I'm running out of other ideas. No. We could probably get the heat temperature thing to work. It's about 50%. The new Z offset is now minus 3.05. Okay, guys says he's really pretty confident on the Z offset. All right. Running version 1.1.1. Richard, of what? You have 2 Z steppers. What's the bed temp? It's only set to 50, but that was part of those Cura settings that I had already in there. We can look and see. I mean, I can certainly turn it up. Again, this problem started. Let's just keep going back to this. Problem started. It wasn't at the first layer. The problem started in the middle of prints. Yeah, I got the fancier springs. That could be the axis not positioning well. Nozzle temp 200. Do the test offline and you figure it out. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody. Turn this thing on. Newsflash. I had prints go bad in the middle of prints. Culprit, loose belt. Not kidding. Could be. Show us the top of the Z-axis lead screw. Top. Top of the Z-axis lead screw? It's just dangling in the breeze. Oh. What about that? Loose belt. Didn't mean to shout. It's all right, that caps lock button, it gets in the way. Does the print look stringy and really weak? Yeah. I know the problem. You're not using any hot glue. 32 channel relay board. They're a great option for lighting control. Ooh, I haven't seen that. .32 channel relay board. Are these high voltage relays? Is this like you're talking about rewiring a house to do the lighting with something like this? Wow. Yeah, that would be good. What does it run for software? Does it come with something? Can you run something else on it? Is it an ESP32? What is it? Oh, I thought there was a guide block at the top. Oh. Clean the gear and reset the filament tension screw. Okay, well, I'm going to go through this whole bleeping thing. Oh my gosh. See, I don't know if I'm ever going to do that. Oh my gosh. I'll watch the videos for sure. You got masks for Christmas? Lucky you, Michael. And she had to clean the gear and reset. Okay. Check the belt tension and rail wheels. They can be tightened. Okay. There's a piece of filament dangling off the bottom. Still nothing sticking. This is thrilling. Isn't this thrilling? Please stop suggesting has big greasy sausage fingers and stops the prints from sticking. Stick it in a box, ship it to me. I'll get it working and ship it back to you in 3 to 5 years. I mean weeks, days. Uh-huh. If any of you were here in town and were willing to try and fix this, I would seriously pay you to come get it and take it home and get it working and bring it back. Watching 3D prints is like watching plastic dry. It's actually a lot like watching plastic dry. Wait, it's working. Do we dare hope? Do we dare hope? Let's not hope. Let's just pretend it's not happening. Let's just not watch it. I'm watching it on the screen over here. Couple 100 eyes on it now. Guys, where are you? Where do you live, guys? Are you Netherlands or something? That is one of the places that I'm going to go. If it sticks well, if not, change it a little bit more. Never print on glass. I always use blue painter's tape. Nobody look away. That's when it fails. Did Chris Hansen catch me? Michael, who are you talking about? What you talking about? Did somebody try and call me? Do I know you, Michael? You from work? It's failed. Oh, we got so close. And it's that same side again, but we did better than we've done any other times. So now maybe change it by 0.05. I know it's that top right side, huh? Yep, it's this side over here, man. I mean, it could be that the bed is not level, or, you know, it's like warped or something right there. According to the mesh, it's high there. I don't know about the glue stick. Add glue, done. Change it a bit more. Okay, let's do it. And that will be the cliffhanger. Did you make the change to save to EEPROM? Gotta go. See you, Danny. Add more points. Yes. It's at 3 by 3. You shouldn't need a glue stick if the rest of the plate is sticking well. So now that let's see how well it's sticking. All right, let's change a little more. That's not good adhesion. Yeah. We can do this, I think. So I don't have to worry about that anymore, Stubbs. Taken care of. I have, maybe you don't have the same powers, but I have hide powers. Increase extrusion by 1%? Okay, we're going to try this one last time while we get the kids up for sign-off. And it's dinner time around here. Just hide it from you? Oh, well, I guess we'll find out in a minute, Stubbs. We'll find out in a minute. I don't know, but I found these results on search. Does it also happen with other filament? I haven't tried any other filaments, Rhinus. Just PLA. No food till you print. Seems a permanent thing. Yeah, right. No kidding. YouTube's like, oh, well, we'll just let those people right back in. You didn't really mean to ban them forever. To store the offset in the EEPROM or it will be lost after reboot. Okay. I am using the smooth side, Robert. Yeah. Yep, I am. Thanks for helping me, guys. You know, we didn't even... I say guys, and I mean guys, not just guys. Where is my... I gotta turn this thing on. It's not turning on. I've had good results with PLA. I used to use a lot of ABS, but I had good results with PLA. Can you see the bed in the camera? Not really. So there's hot spots and then there's a cold. Like right in the middle, it's cold. Oh, maybe that's this bar. And the bed is pretty even, and it's pretty much, it's all... oh dear. J-Juke, I did paper test, and I ran the mesh over and over again, and it's pretty dang level. Bond fan, not much help with the 3D, but I can't wait to put on my LEDs this spring. Your Valentine's Day LEDs. Nothing here that 2 weekends of concerted logical experimentation won't work sort out. Ain't that the truth? Oh my gosh. That is too true. Too true. Nothing that 6 hours of sitting at my desk won't fix. You know, Nicholas, maybe they are a heck of a lot of fun though. I love 3D printing. I really do. And I should get better at it. I should get better at it. I really do enjoy it because I can do the drafting part. So if I have like a thing I need to make, I can make it and then print it. And I love that. So I know it's kind of a pain, but maybe that's the reason why you need to have multiples so that when one goes bad, you just get another one. 2 to 3 weeks, the best time to buy a 3D printer. Marketplace gets saturated with them from people getting them as a gift and give up. Normally, they aren't this much trouble. And I have not had this much trouble. John is correct. Like, this is a unique situation here. Rerun the test print. While printing, use Z up, D down to get the squish factor. Could change the probe, and I could do that. I would have to change the software. You're using it with Octoprint? Flip back to the textured side. Give it a good cleaning. Reset everything to default. Redo the leveling and go from there. Unbelievable. Thank you, Stubbs. Does your firmware support micro-stepping on the Z-axis? I think so. I have the fancy... Hey, Thanasis, how's it going? You just got here just in time for us to sign off, buddy. Sorry. Removed Ender 3 from the cart. Thanks. No, don't. No, it's good. It's good. Al DIY, it's good. The Ender 3 is great. You should totally get one. What the heck? The line looks so thin. It's so tiny. There's a string dangling off. I just wonder about why. So I've Z downed some before. I can Z down more right now because I've got the menu open. I can extrude. Yeah, I can, Brian. I just haven't wanted to. I'm not listening. I got to go back and see what I wasn't listening to. Sorry. Definitely too high still. Martin says definitely too high still. Okay, I just changed it by another minus 0.05. Oh, feel it? You want me to see if I can see how easy it comes off? It's firmer than it was. It's firmer than it was. Wiggle it after it printed and see if you can scrape it off easily. Yeah, I just it's not nearly as easy. Like when I was hitting it before, it was just coming right off. Here's another one. Bye-bye. Big tic-tac-toe, yeah. I should have just listened to you so long ago. We're getting farther every time. Need to see it pressing the filament on the plate. I will be so happy if we get this thing worked out, you guys. Oh my gosh. What happened to my printer, Thanasis? I don't know. What I can tell you what happened is I didn't listen to Guys and Jesse enough. Yeah, it needed a smaller Z's. Dr. Z needed smaller Z's. That's right. No, it started failing, and I don't know what I did or but then in the process of trying to fix it, I got the BL Touch, and it hasn't worked right even before that, but still. And then now we've been messing with it for 2 streams. We've been messing with this. You and I together, you guys and me guy, have been messing with this thing for 3 hours at least, right? Just in this last couple of streams. But that's the best it's looked in a long time. We have not gotten it this far in a long time. To change the nozzle, you need to change the Z offset again, maybe. Save this current setting to EEPROM. How do I do that, Jesse? It compounded the problem, maybe? It might have. Helped me a lot for Live Z to actually print only the first few layers of the Benchy with the bridged front on the bottom. Really good for tuning in. This is just a calibration pattern. Yeah, this is just a bed level pattern. That piece popped off. This one's going by. The BL Touch, I mean. Yeah, that's what I thought you meant, Stubbs, and I think you're right. Local library here has 3D printing service. Pretty neat. Oh, that's great, Carlos. He's on reruns. To see this episode before. Jeff. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that was fantastic. And thank you for letting me hijack the stream to my own needs. I have really been wanting to get this fixed, but have not taken the time to get it done. So being able to do it during the live stream has been really helpful. Oh, there it just went wonky. It just came off in this one spot. So this part here, this one's not too stuck down. Oh, this one's coming off now. Okay. So maybe even a little bit more. Maybe down just a little more. You think? PhD in 3D printers before too long. We took pleasure in fixing it. Thank you very much, Stubbs. Guys is like, just not another LED stream. Z down 1 click. So what's 1 click? Like 0.05? It's probably going to catch. It's going to catch some of that loose stuff and drag the whole thing off into oblivion. Oh, this is so good. I've missed 3D printing. I seriously have. Everybody learns from my pain. That's what I'm here for, Richard. That is what I'm here for. I am here to save everyone else from pain. Whether it's LEDs or smart home stuff or 3D printing or electric cars, which, by the way, I found a really cool show. It's on YouTube TV. And I actually happened to I logged into my dad's account so that I could reset his location because he watches it at his house, which is not in my house, but don't tell YouTube. Is more coming off? I think it's just hooked. So it's pulling it off. Yeah, that wasn't stuck down too well. There's a show called Vintage Voltage or something like that that's from the UK. And I was watching them do a Carmagia conversion. Increase the bed temp to 60. Yeah, I think I like that too. Increase the bed temp to 60. I think we're getting a skewed result here because it starts to hook some of that other filament and pulls it off. But it's still better than it was. So much better than it was. Okay. I'm going to stop this one. I think we've proven our point here. Now let's get the kids up. Let's do sign off because that's it's time. I have loved hanging out with my brothers today. Thank you guys for being with me. Let's get the kids up here for sign off. Brian, thanks for being here. How did we fix it, Aiden? It was all Z offset. What we have fixed it to this extent by playing with the Z offset. Run my bed temp at 60-65. My printer's in the basement. Yeah. Hot and slow for the first layer and speed up after the first layer is done. Store to EEPROM. How do I do that? Hey, baby, careful. This is hot.
It's working-ish.
What did you just say?
It's working-ish.
She says, it's working-ish. Flip around the texture side and give it a good clean. Will do. All right, guys. What should we? How should we sign off today? Like it's New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
Like fireworks are going off?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, ready? As always, thanks for watching. Till next time. Adios. That was our fireworks sign off. I like that. That was pretty good. Okay, everybody. Hey, have a great week. And I am serious about doing the 12 hours of streaming, like do my 12-hour 100 subscriber stream and solder that whole 3D cube together. What do you think? Okay. Anyways, have a good one.
Bye.
See you. Oh, see me. I got to figure out how to store that into EEPROM, or I'm at least going to write it down.
Whoa.
Okay, guys. Have a good week. We'll see you. Bye-bye. Oh, see you later. Sir, good enough.